Hi, this is Shelley Kraft. We're coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the 40th Annual New Orleans Investment Conference 2014. I'm with Thom Calandra from the Calandra Report. He's a speaker at this conference. Welcome back to SNN Live.
Mr. Shelley Kraft, thank you. I haven't seen you since California. That was good.
Well, this is nice. NOLA's fun, right?
Oh, man, and the weather. Unbelievable here. 80, no humidity. And, you know, the conference is pretty rocking for precious metals.
Let's get right into that. What are you speaking on?
I am speaking on precious metals mostly. A little technology, but mostly the spattered gold market. And the fact that right now nobody knows where the commodities are going. And it's been a tough 4 years.
So tell us. We're not going to talk about Alibaba. So let's talk about gold. And then we'll talk about silver. Where are things going, in your opinion? We're in October. We're in the last quarter of 2014. There's a year-end coming. Things are happening. Stocks are bumping up and down. Let's talk about the relationship of metals to the market. And let's, in summary, what did you specifically talk about to the audience today?
Well, we talked a little bit about bullion, but mostly about how the metals equities continue this 4-year slide. I mean, it's been almost 4 years. It's the longest slide in the history of the metals business. Now, there's something that's going to happen. Oh, and by the way, even the gold commentators now and the silver commentators are looking for smaller, either smaller gains or actually calling for a lower gold price by the end of the year. I'm not. I'm looking for a $1,400 gold price because of what could happen at the end of November in Switzerland. There's a Swiss National Bank. There's a referendum that the Swiss are taking. They're voting, and it's a binding referendum on their own central bank to hold their gold and to increase their gold position 300 tons a year for 5 years. Now, Shelley, why
is Switzerland going back to the gold standard?
Well, you know, there are some countries that love gold just as much as I do. And those countries include Switzerland, Germany, France. The Dutch, of course, love their gold. The Chinese love their gold. So there is a chance that this is the first step in going back to a gold standard. Now, Shelley, what if they vote yes? And all of a sudden there's this binding referendum on the Swiss National Bank. Well, we all know, being students of the media, you, your wife, me with Market Watch in the old days, that we're bombarded now. It's very hard to get a headline that's going to grab the world. And gold hasn't had any big headlines. It hasn't had an Ebola-like headline. Well, if the Swiss approve this SNB, Swiss National Bank referendum, you're going to see a lot of people and the news media jump on this and say, where's the next country that's going to force their central bank to hold and buy more gold? And what's the next country? And there's a good chance that gold, which is about $1,230 an ounce right now, could bump up to $1,400 or $1,500 an ounce. We'll see.
The U.S. won't be on that list.
No, but you know, we're one of the largest, if not the largest, official holders of gold. Nobody knows what the truth really is, but apparently we have about 8,000 or 8,500 tons of gold. We don't even know how that compares with the Chinese, right? But we've always coveted our gold. So has Germany, so has France, so has China apparently, and so is Russia. You know, gold is a very interesting commodity. It's got some financial value, it's got some fabrication value, it's a very small market out there. It's not the rarest metal. The rarest metal out there geologically is platinum when it comes to precious metals. But, you know, Shelley, we know each other from the old days, the technology days when it was easy to make money in tech. And right now it's very easy to make money in tech. I'm a value investor. You know, I tend to think now you got to be over 50 years old to be a value investor. I don't know. Let me interview you.
I haven't gotten to 50 yet, but so here's the real question. When your audience is listening to you about gold, they know your background in the media. How valid is your opinion to them when, in light of the fact that many of your cadre have been telling them it's not going any lower, it's not going any lower, it's not going any lower, and you know, I'm wondering, you know, what they're really feeling.
Fair question. very fair question, because let's face it, I have almost 1,000 subscribers now at the Calandra Report, and they pay about $129 a year. And we've all been losing money the past 4 years. I mean, I've had a few winners. Caden Resources, which I discovered here in New Orleans 2 years ago. I go to the New Orleans conference every year. You know, I've had a few others recently, Calibre or Calibre in Nicaragua, Angkor Gold in Cambodia, and I own all these, by the way. But it's a loyal audience. So, I mean, 70% of my audience, we did a survey, 40% of them live in Canada, right, where they love precious metals. And a lot from the UK, a lot from Holland for some reason, Germany and America. 70% are there because of natural resources. Only 30% of them are there because they want special situations or tech, right? And it's a low price. I mean, sure, if I were charging $400 or $500, or some of these people charge like $1,000, you know, and they come out once a month. If I were losing people money and charging $1,000, I'd probably lose subscribers. Right now, I'm not gaining many. Net, I'm okay, you know, but yeah, the past 4 years have been brutal for me personally in terms of the portfolio. Shelley, I like the joke, but it's not a joke, and I know my wife can tell you this, that how we get through it at home, you know, with kids at university now and still in high school, is the Lockheed Martin shares that we inherited.
But let me, you know, ultimately the feeling is that many of the speakers at conferences that have been saying that this is it, it's not going any lower, you know, sooner or later they're going to be right. And here we are, our opinions only matter to us and a few people that might be watching. At the end of the day, is this a point in time that investors should really look very carefully about the metals market and putting a tiptoe in? Well,
Shelley, you hit it on the head. I mean, I don't think anyone's been right. I mean, the only person that really comes close to having been right day to day or hour to hour or week to week is Brian London, because the guy from this conference and the gold and his gold report, because he knows how to trade the geopolitical headlines when it comes to gold. So my caveat emptor would be, I haven't been right overall about the bullion price, whether it's silver, gold, or platinum, right? But I can tell you, I've made the most money in my career, I'm 58 years old now, buying things when they're cheap on this side of the chart and selling them when they're high. That's being a value investor. Illumina, Tencent Holdings in Hong Kong, you know, a lot of the San Diego genomic companies, and the list goes on and on. And I've made a ton of money in natural resources until 4 years ago. So I'm a value investor. I would say I'm always going to be wrong on the gold price because I'm always saying, oh, it's going to go higher. I remember I dyed my hair gold at MarketWatch when gold went over $400. I did. You know, it was a big thing because, right, I had the power.
You had it blonde or gold?
No, gold. I was living in London with my family, and I was building FT MarketWatch, which was one of our properties at the Financial Times. And yeah, and because it went over 400. This was like 2000 or 2001, just before 9/11. So, I mean, people know I'm a little whacked out on the price, but you know, I see gold having a chance to hit 1,500 by the end of this year. That's a big call because everyone else is calling for it to go down further.
Ladies and gentlemen, for more information about this character that used to have gold hair, and he's just happy to still have it, by the way. What is your website, Thom?
Oh, thank you, Shelley. By the way, I do dye my hair now, so it's not gold. But I tell the kids I've been dyeing my hair since I was 16, and I will continue to dye it until I no longer want to make money. And you know the reason for that is because people want young people out there. But it's thomcalandra.com, THOMCALANDRA.com, or the Calandra Report. And it's so good to be here with you, Shelley.
You too. The Calandra Report. Thom Calandra from the Calandra Report. He's a speaker at this conference, very well-known character as well. I'm Shelley Craft. This is SNN Live. We're at the 40th Annual New Orleans Investment Conference 2014, Brian London's event. Welcome back to SNN Live.
Thanks a lot, Shelley. Great.
It was good to see you.
You too.